Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell is blaming Obamacare for Humana's merger.
And holiday or no holiday, the candidates for governor are on the move this weekend. Bill Bryant takes a look at their campaign plans and the bottom line.
Good evening. Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell says the Affordable Care Act has set the stage for mergers and acquisitions like the one announced today involving Humana, one of the state's largest private employers. Louisville-based Humana, which also has some employees in Lexington, is being acquired by Aetna Health Insurance in a $37 billion deal. McConnell says that deal is likely to be approved, and he blames Obamacare for creating the atmosphere for the formation of huge health care companies.
But if you look at the private health insurance market, they've wreaked havoc with the private health insurance market, basically taken it over and turned the health insurance market into kind of a regulated utility type situation. A very, very bad move in the wrong direction.
McConnell says he still favors full repeal of Obamacare, but will push for changes if scrapping it isn't possible. McConnell also says he will campaign for Matt Bevin for governor, who challenged him in last year's Senate primary. You can see my Kentucky Newsmakers interview with McConnell Sunday morning at 6 on WKYT or on its repeat Sunday at 10 a.m. on the CW Lexington. Set your DVR or catch it then. Bevin and his Democratic opponent Jack Conway won't be taking a holiday tomorrow for the 4th. The two major party gubernatorial candidates plan to be on the move. Conway and Bevin will both ride in the parade in Campbellsville, where they'll also be speaking at a 4th of July event. Bevin will then be heading to northern Kentucky to campaign. Conway will be coming to Lexington. He'll walk in the city's Independence Day parade. And a heartfelt thanks to those who have or who are serving our country as we celebrate our freedom in America this weekend. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Bill, thank you. Just in time for the 4th of July, Frankfort's new aquatic center is finally open.
The Juniper Hill Aquatic Center opened this morning at 11:30. Children ages 3 to 10 get in for just $4. Adult admission is $6. The Parks Department says they're offering season passes as well. That new pool comes with a lazy river, an infinity pool, and a climbing wall. We just need a break from the weather so everybody can enjoy the pool.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it wasn't raining, that you could get in and enjoy. Well,
Flash flood warnings are out for much of central and eastern Kentucky. I've got the very latest on the increasing flood threat coming up.
Heavy rain in southern Kentucky causing problems for drivers. We'll take a look at which roads are at risk for flash flooding.
a Lexington security company has a warning for customers tonight. Be on the lookout for an imposter. What to watch for coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon to you. Rounds of heavy rain and storms are working their way across parts of the region right now. It is another WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day.
And once again, we're tracking the threat for flash flooding tonight. We begin with our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey. He's tracking the storms on First Alert Defender. Chris?
Yeah, busy day. Started, early this week with those rounds of showers and thunderstorms, kind of coming off of a small break last weekend. It's been nonstop ever since. Flash flood warnings for parts of the Lexington Metro, flood warnings around the Mountain Parkway there into Powell County, southern Montgomery, and into sections of London and Manchester as well. Defender continues to light up with thunderstorms across central and eastern Kentucky. Lexington, we're getting a break now. That's some good news. Had a little street flooding earlier in the day. Parts of Fayette County better than 3 to 4 inches of rain since Thursday morning. Defender still tracking some heavy rains to the north of Lexington, right on top of Carlisle, around Owingsville, Mount Sterling, down into the Mountain Parkway corridor. Richmond, some heavier rains are pushing back into town, though that has weakened just a little bit compared to what we were seeing about 30 minutes or so ago. Very heavy rain, Berea down toward Conway, over toward Lancaster, and into the Waynesburg area and toward sections of Lincoln County. You get some heavy rains moving in. That can cause some high water issues. Flood warning has been extended deeper into the evening for London and Manchester as the showers and thunderstorms begin to gear back up in this particular area. You have to keep a very close eye on things. You've been waterlogged for the past few days from Somerset right on into London. And look at this complex of storms that lines up to the northwest of us from northwest to southeast. This is the area to really watch over the next little bit for an increase in the flood threat. These thunderstorms really not moving a whole lot. And with the additional storms out ahead of those, we're starting to see all of that coming together. And if I broaden out this view a little bit more, watch how this little cluster of storms is shooting northward out of Tennessee. It's going to try to join the party. So all of this may kind of become oriented from west to east. Guys, that is not a good thing. That means round after round of showers and thunderstorms over the next several hours.
Thanks, Chris. People in southern Kentucky are really keeping their eyes on streams and creeks tonight.
Earlier today, heavy rain caused water to flood some roads in Laurel County. Sam Smith toured the area with the county's emergency management director. He continues our First Alert weather team coverage.
I'm standing along 4th Street in London, where a portion of the street here and this parking lot was covered in water. This picture was tweeted to us around noon today. 4th Street was shut down because of the amount of flash flooding here.
We had a lot of trouble with ditch lines and streams being able to carry the capacity of water. In just a short time, several roads had running water across them.
Now among 4th Street, a part of Kentucky 80 West was flooded. I followed EMA Director Albert Hale to the Hopper Creek area of the county. While we were there, flood waters were covering the road. The water on the road was estimated to be 10 inches deep and was approaching the bridge over the creek. Hale says there's not much his office can do to stop these events.
We have no way of controlling the weather, so we just do the best we can. We'll try to get signs in place where we know water's going to flood to alert the public that there is high water.
Hale says no businesses or homes were impacted by today's flash flooding. In Laurel County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
So far, there have been no reports of water rescues or damage to roads.
Some roads over in Taylor County have been shut down because of flooding. Check out this video from WLCU in Campbellsville of Buckhorn Creek flooding South Columbia Avenue. All of tonight's Campbellsville 4th of July activities have been canceled except for the K-Country 1057 Showdown. That will be at Campbellsville High School.
Remember, we can help you track the storms even if you're away from the TV. On WKYT.com, you can look at the First Alert Defender and zoom right into your neighborhood. You can also download the WKYT app for your iPad or your smartphone.
A bizarre situation as a woman faces charges tonight after Lexington police say she stole a bucket truck and led police on a chase. We're told it started when a man was filling up that truck at the BP station on 8th and Boonesboro Road. Police say the woman jumped in the driver's seat and took off. Officers chased her along Interstate 75 from Lexington to Richmond, then back to Lexington. They eventually caught her on West Main Street near Clyde Street. Coming up on WKYT News at 6, we'll hear from some folks who saw that chase.
A Lexington security company is warning customers about a summer scam that's targeting South Lexington. Bates security officials say a man is posing as one of their own, but really he's trying to steal business. Our Miranda Combs met with a victim. She tells us what to watch out for in a story that's new at 5:30.
It really makes me angry that this is happening.
She's lived here for years. Her home is her safe place. She trusts that it's protected.
The problem is that we are set up to trust.
She's used Bates Security in Lexington for decades.
It's a really big black eye that these guys are giving our security industry.
Jeremy Bates is concerned about an annual scam that's making its appearance along neighborhood streets like this one in the Hamburg area.
He said, "I'd like to talk to you about that," and he pointed at the Bates security sign.
Roy Hoover is another loyal Bates customer. He said a man came to his door after 8 p.m. on Wednesday, wanting him to change his security system.
And he never would show me his business card or who he was with.
It always ramps up around summertime.
Bates says he's heard several similar reports of a man posing as a Bates employee and telling homeowners they are in need of an upgrade.
They'll basically say and do anything they can to get inside to the house and convince you that you need to switch to their service.
But really, they are putting in a new system from a different company.
But typically, a customer has no idea that they're even switching the service.
But this man knew and ended the sales pitch because his sense of security was threatened.
Deep down in your heart, you know that you're thinking, I can't trust this.
In Lexington, Miranda Combs, WKYT.
Some ways to know that you may be dealing with a scammer. Bates says they never show up without an appointment and always drive marked vans.
Investigators believe an apartment building fire that killed 2 people in Louisville may have been intentionally set. That fire happened yesterday at a 3-story building in the old Louisville neighborhood. No suspects have been identified. Investigators are also trying to figure out why a fire escape had been locked. They think the fire started on a staircase outside of the building. Besides the 2 deaths, 4 other people were injured.
A man is in critical condition tonight after police say he was stabbed by his son. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Jackson County. It happened Thursday in Anvil. Police say Alan Shepard was arguing with his father, Donald Shepard, over money. And when Donald refused to give Alan money, Alan stabbed him. Police tell us Donald drove himself to a deputy sheriff's home and was then taken to UK Hospital. Alan was arrested and charged with assault. In Henry County, state police are investigating a crash that killed 1 person. Troopers say it happened around 7:45 this morning in Newcastle. They tell us 47-year-old Sonia Justice's car left the road, hit a tree stump, and flipped into a creek. Justice was killed in that crash. Troopers have not yet said what caused it.
It was one of those come-on car ads that was too hard to resist. But this ad was part of a multi-million-dollar scam that lured in hundreds of victims. Tonight, who was behind the con game and how you can protect yourself from similar schemes. Get a brand new Suzuki 4x4 or a Forenza for an initial 0 down payment and only $47 a month payment. Sounds like a deal, right? Hundreds of consumers saw an ad or received a mailing from Joe Gibson's dealership and expected a car for $47 a month. What they got?
$47 a month, and in a year, your payments will balloon up to $700, or you can come back and just trade it in, and we'll redo the deal.
If people went back expecting a legitimate explanation,
they'd say, look, that program no longer exists, so you're on the hook for $600 a month. And so people were going into default, their credit was being ruined, and it was a mess. It was a mess.
Another ploy for luring in victims, direct mailings that look like checks.
They would take it into the dealership, and it was, $10,000 or $500 or what have it. And there was never a check, but that was to get them in the door.
Hundreds of complaints were flooding into the Better Business Bureau about the false advertising.
When it started, they started coming in one after the other. Something's wrong. That maybe somebody on the other side is not doing the right thing.
And that's when the Better Business Bureau went to the postal inspectors and requested they investigate.
$18 million in fraud, a hard loss of a little over $8 million, 600 victims. It was absolutely egregious, egregious. I mean, that's the best way to say it. These people had no shame.
Postal inspectors say before you sign on the dotted line, do your research.
If it looks too good to be true, it probably is. If you have any question at all, or just as good practice, call the Better Business Bureau and ask them, hey, what do you have on these people? Because they would have been advised really fast, hey, we kicked this company out of the Better Business Bureau for fraud.
And Joe Gibson was sentenced to 6 months in prison on mail and wire fraud charges. He was also ordered to be on probation for 5 years after his release from prison.